Out here today checking our few marten sets we got out. Just off the trail here at the edge of this dried up beaver colony. I got a weasel box set here and flipped the lid off quick and I could see we got a little weasel right by the neck in that Victor rat trap. He was coming back there for some of that beaver meat. So that's pretty nice to see. Started catching a few. That's my second one this year. This guy's all white. The last one I caught had a little bit of gray left on his back, so bring a few dollars at the NAF auction in February anyway. Right on. I'm in here today at my my bait pile here, one of my bait piles. I just set some snares 2 days ago. You can see the coyotes are running lots through here. Just going up in here to check a snare. Power snare, I can see I got one there. Just looks like a pup to me. Yeah, just a little pup, that one. Just the same though, it's still a coyote. Looks like the power snare got him right around the neck. So, just perfect. Didn't have long to live when I got him like that. Out checking my few sets today here. It's November the 29th, just after some fresh snow here on the squirrel trail. Coming under this old barbed wire fence, I had a rat trap, just with a small nail through the side of it, onto the thing with the pan facing down with some peanut butter on the jaws. And let's see, I nailed a squirrel here. No big deal, really. I'd much rather would have preferred some marten in the sets that are not far from here, but such is life right now, I guess. Thinking I might have to get some more traps out and move the lines a little, just waiting for a little more skidoo, or a little more snow so I can skidoo. It's pretty slow on the bike. In here today I had this 330 under the ice here. This is a beaver run going up to a house. Finally got chopped through the ice, and you can see we got a beaver down there. Hung up on some sticks, obviously, or something. Gonna have to cut some more ice out. But figured I'd get a quick video of that. Huffing and puffing a little bit. I haven't had to do this much chopping for about a year or so. Feeling a little bit out of shape. I'm out of the hole in the ice there. Had to do a bit more chopping anyway. Pulled him up, and here's something I've never seen before. A beaver with black teeth. That's something totally new to me. I don't know what that is, but it's kind of interesting. So if you've ever seen that, know what it's about, you know, let me know. That's kind of cool to see. Remember, they're bloody orange. The same beaver here from the ditch, more or less dried off in the snow. And here's one more thing about him. I'm going to, I'm grabbing by the feet and I'm rolling him in snow, and I grab the front feet. He's missing the front foot. Fur's growing over everything. That's how it should be. Should be two of those there. Not on this one. This is quite the beaver. Out checking our few marten traps today, and up on this weasel box here, and we got a weasel off our beaver meat bait back in there. Not a huge weasel, not a little one either. At least we haven't gotten skunked yet. So, let's keep going. On a little further on our little marten line here, and I had this rat trap with a little bit of peanut butter on the pan on this old fence line. And we caught a red squirrel here, as you can see. I'm going to have to shut the camera off now to get him out of this trap because he's a little bit frozen in there, but squirrel and a weasel today. Hopefully we get a marten across the trail. Have this marten set here, ground cubby with some beaver meat in it, back in the edge of the spruce. We drilled a skunk in this 120 Belial. Pulling up, it kind of looked like I had something here, and sure enough there was snow cover on it, and it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't a nice prime pine marten. So, oh well, I guess. My name's Kyle McCosh. I'm a member of the Manitoba Trappers Association. I live about 2 hours north of Winnipeg in a small community. This is my 11th season on the trapline. And I've had a little bit of experience in the outdoors, so I do know a bit about what I'm talking about. Like I'm going to recommend later in this presentation, if you're just starting out trapping, start out small, start trapping stuff like weasels and skunks. Those are two easy really things you can trap like right around your yard, even squirrels, especially if you live in city limits and you can get away with it. Start small and then start moving bigger, start moving into your foxes. You can start getting into muskrat then. Raccoons aren't that hard to catch either. And then once you've got into all that, you can move up to timber wolf. Depending where you are in the province or the country, you can move into black bear. No matter how much I may or may not get angry about what I've caught that day on the line, I might have gone out and come back in, I only caught a weasel, or only caught a mink, or whatever it is. It's more about spending time out in the bush and getting to know the animals, and just getting an understanding of how things work out there. A few reasons why we trap is animals such as raccoon, skunk, and coyote are typically nocturnal, so traditional hunting methods with the rifle or with the shotgun, they don't work. Trapping is the only way to harvest these animals. You with your gun, you're only going to be out there between the hours of, half hour after sunrise to half hour before sunset, legal hunting times. And those traps are out there 24/7. Because weather affects these traps. Like if we happen to get 6 inches of snow, and I've got this power snare set up like this, and that snare's out here. If we get 6 inches of snow, the bottom of the snow is going to be up here, and that snare is going to be out of commission because coyotes aren't walking with their head right on the ground. So weather affects the traps, but more or less those traps are out there and ready to catch fur 24/7. Beaver, everybody knows beaver build dams. Everybody knows what dams do. They flood public land, they flood private land. On the top right there, that's a picture of a roadway. That's about 200 yards of flooded road. You can see the two mounds in there. Those are where the culverts used to be. And this is a picture from actually about 4 years ago. This beaver colony's been in there now probably about 8 years. And they've now got 3 lodges on the go and 4 dams. And they're in the middle of a circle of water. And between them and about 9 other beaver colonies, they are backing up about 12 square miles of water. And that's crown land, that's private land, so that's a lot of water in a 12-mile strip. So another reason we trap is for fur and food. Fur is very warm. The gentleman here in the second row, he's got a muskrat hat on. Yeah. So it's very warm, and you can eat like beaver and muskrat. If you want, you can eat them. I've had them both. They don't taste bad, but I still prefer beef. In nature, like I just said, each plant and animal species generally produces more offspring than the land can support to maturity. So, disease, food, beaver. When beaver overpopulate, they flood out an area. What happens when trees flood? They die. They don't eat dead wood. Beavers chew down trees, they peel the bark off, they take the leaves off, they take any fresh buds off. That's what they eat, not the wood itself. So if beavers overpopulate an area and they flood that area out, or even if they don't flood it out, they clear cut all those trees there, they're dead. What happens to the beavers come winter time? They can't survive the winter. That wood stockpiled in the water is their feed source over winter. We also have a responsibility to protect the wilderness areas that provide these valuable resources. Modern conservationists call this sustainable use of a renewable resource. So, like I said, we just got to watch how many of the species we harvest, how we're harvesting, and what's going on in that land. Like if you're trapping on crown land, that's anybody's land providing there's no livestock on it. If you've got guys going in there and they're leaving oil pails all over from tractors or whatever it may be, if someone decides to go out there and start a brush fire and it catches the 30 mile strip bush, that's lots of traffic territory gone. And anything in that traffic territory isn't going to be back. There's an agreement on international humane trapping standards. This means that all traps have to be tested first. We can't just go and use any old trap anymore for trapping. Like you can see there, it's hard to read, but that's a list of all the certified traps for beaver, fisher, marten, muskrat, etc. Like back, if anybody here is old enough that they trapped 15, 20 years ago even, you'd know that you'd just take like a gopher trap or whatever with the one spring and the jaws that fold down, and you'd set that for a weasel and you'd get caught with a splinter by the head or whatever, and good enough, he was dead. Well, we can't quite do that anymore. There's certified traps that we have to use. If we get caught not using those traps, we get fined, our trapper's license gets taken away. The media finds out, it's all over the media that we're inhumane trappers. Even though we're not, those traps do the same job as the ones we do now. They just haven't been tested for use yet, which means if they're not certified, just because they haven't been tested, they're no good. Out here today, out in the middle of the lake, swampy lake, whatever, trying to get marten traps set, having a hell of a time. As you can see here, my sled hitch just snapped. It's getting cold out. Another hour or two, it's going to be dark out to boot. And to make things even better, the old Polaris shit is having issues trying to run. So, quite the day. See if we can't get home yet. Just thought I'd take a quick video here of this little red fox I caught today in a ram power snare. I've just got it in my fur shed here thawing out. I'll probably skin it a little bit later tonight. All that's really froze on it is the head, and the tail and feet are a little bit frozen, but otherwise the body cavity's thawed out. The ram snare got him right around the neck. You can see there the indent in the fur. Even though that indent in the fur there is clear to see, it's no fur damage at all. It's one nice thing about the rams. Real pretty little red fox. Would have been better if that nice red color would have gone all the way back, but can't pick and choose the foxes you snare.